kinds of value add that the Bowie BIC brings to the community. And when I say the community, not just the city of Bowie, not just Prince George's County, not just the state of Maryland, but really this part of the Eastern Seaboard and beyond. And as we're all finding, as we shift our business models to more online models, Bowie BIC and the team that they've assembled is going to become even more relevant when it comes to online resources and online reach in the years to come. So we're very excited about our first virtual 8A Accelerator, and we know that the quality will be as high, if not higher, than it has been in the past. Again, Lisa has a tremendous team. You've got a tremendous instructor in QC. And we're really excited about what this program represents and what the future of this program is going to look like. And we just encourage everybody to just pay attention and get on board and get the full benefit of it. So with that, I congratulate all the 8A businesses that are joining this morning, and also remind those who are kind of on the fence, get off the fence, because this thing kicks off pretty quickly. So Lisa, take it away.
Thank you very much, Sherman. Thank you. I also want to welcome everybody to our Zoom briefing this morning. I want to let everyone know that it is being recorded, and we will be posting the recording on the BowieBic8A.com site by the end of the day today. If there's something you want to hear or you want other colleagues to have a listen to what we talked about today. And as Sherman said, I'm the executive director, and I have a partner in crime in our operations director, Crystal Clark, who's kind of managing all the technical behind the scenes stuff today, and who is the director of administration for the 8A Accelerator program. So you will have many opportunities to meet Crystal, me, as well as our project manager, Mr. T.C. Jones. And I want to kind of follow up on something that Sherman said.
Hey, Lisa, I
Lisa,
think
you're muted.
How could that have been? I didn't start out that way. My goodness. My apologies to the group. I guess I need to back up for a second then and say that I appreciate Sherman's comments. I want to be sure that the group knows that this event is being recorded. We will post the recording on the BowieBic8A.com site this afternoon so that folks can hear it again if they need to. I want to be sure that I introduce Crystal Clark, the Director of Operations for Bowie BIC, who is helping us with the behind the scenes stuff. She tries to control my mute and unmute, but is not successful with that all the time, as you can see. But she's also the Director of Administration for the 8A program. And I want to be sure that the group knows that the Bowie Business Innovation Center's 8A Accelerator program is an award winner in many ways. In July, the International Business Innovation Association gave us the 2020 award for being the most innovative entrepreneurship center. The INBIA is the Global Ecosystem Builder Association group, and so they have a perspective that's important and also very much based in reality. And the reason that we won this award was because our program is different by design. We have built this program on 3 pillars: developing a robust, developing a robust capture strategy, providing mentoring from successful graduates of the 8A program, and networking to build community. And we set this against the backdrop of working with the absolute best professionals in government and industry to help our 8A businesses very quickly get a grip on the particular activities that they need to grow their businesses. So I would have to note that this is a selective program. You need to apply. And there's details on the application process on our site. The program costs $395, and it is what our companies tell us, a great investment. So I would like at this point to introduce another key member of our team, the Vice Chair of the Bowie BIC Board of Directors, Wendy Jenkins.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me or am I muted? Just a thumbs up. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Wendy Jenkins. I'm a senior business banker here at Capital One and also the vice chair of the Bowie BIC. This program is an amazing program, and Capital One is very excited to see what's come out from the program. So, you know, Capital One is committed to helping level the playing field for social and economically disadvantaged entrepreneurs, and very much with a focus on entrepreneurs of color, women, and veteran entrepreneurs. So participating in this program has just been an honor and a privilege, both as a company and me personally as an individual. It was, you know, very exciting to see all of the successes come out of the first and second cohort. And I know that you'll hear a lot more about that as this program goes on. And as well, very excited to see what's going to get accomplished. It just continues to get better and better with the individuals participating as well, with the mentors and the 8A contractors that are coming back to educate and work with the program. So it's very exciting. We were, you know, extremely impressed to see the collaboration between the Bowie BIC and Antonio Das's team with the SBA Washington Area District Office, as well, again, with all of the mentors that became a part of this program. You know, just the engagement and the involvement from the community itself has been phenomenal. I know with the first cohorts, and I'm not the utmost expert as it relates to all of the numbers, but you know, 26 million in new contracts came out of 18 contracts from the first two cohorts. And you know, Lisa did inform me also most recently, something that's not updated on the website, or two additional contracts that came out of that cohort. One of those, I believe, is a $3.9 million contract. So extremely exciting things, very excited to be a part of it. Hopefully you use this as an opportunity to get any of your questions or concerns answered and see what we can do for you as part of this program. Lisa, you're still muted.
I'm not in control of this. Thank you very much, Wendy. I would like to introduce our next speaker, who is a key partner for us on the government side, Antonio Das, in the Washington Metropolitan Area District Office of the U.S. Small Business Administration. Mr. Das.
Well, Lisa and everybody, good morning. It's great to have this session going today. You know, unfortunately, we had hoped to do this spring, which would have been our third session this spring, and this would have been our fourth session in the fall. But as the COVID environment hit us, we had to make some adjustments, and we have, and as Lisa said, we're going for the online version this particular session. One of the things that's great, and it's been spoken to a little bit already, but I just want to emphasize, it's a collaborative effort. Capital One, Bowie BIC, all of the participating mentors, the different sponsors, folks you're going to hear from today, the key contributors, the experts that come in and provide great value, great information. It takes all of those pieces to produce the type of program that we've been able to produce. We haven't been stagnant in terms of how the program works either. And I think that's one of the things I've been most excited about. We really operated this in an agile environment. The things that we thought on day one weren't necessarily the exact ways that we rolled the program out as we got to day two and so forth on down the road. And so for, you know, Donna and some of those who have been with the first cohort, you'd come back and you'd see the second one's a little bit different. We're continuing to refine and adjust along the way with a continual goal of making this the best program for strengthening business acumen of the participants in the 8A Business Development Program. Regardless of anything else, if you're a business owner, if you don't know how to be a good business owner, whether you're in government contracting or retail or anything else, you're going to struggle to be successful at the level that you could be. So all of what we're trying to do is just help you be a better, smarter, more prepared person to run and manage your business and to use your time more effectively in the pursuit of contracts. A couple other things I just want to say as well in terms of our adjustments. One of the big things we did early on was we brought one of my colleagues, Rod Johnson, on to help do the whole financial session. A lot of business owners know a lot about their businesses, and a lot of business owners know less about their financial part of their business than they really need to know. And Rod has done a great job of helping make sure that that's a building strength for companies in this program, as opposed to one that they kind of shy away from. Knowledge, again, is power, even if it's about your own financials. And then I think the other piece I just want to emphasize just quickly is it's about doing some things that'll help you in the short term. In the short term, we're looking at your knowledge gain, your strategy gains. How are you thinking about what you're doing, particularly when it comes to business pursuit and capture? As I mentioned briefly, the time management. Are you knocking on the wrong doors way too long? And then confidence, helping you build your confidence. Long term, what we're really hoping is that you develop long-term sustainability and long-term success. Again, the 8A Business Development Program is a 9-year program. We hope that you're successful for way more than 9 years after this program. We'd like to see you be successful and sustainable for decades afterwards, if that's how long you decide you want to be the CEO of the company. So with that, I'll close out my comments and welcome everybody to the session again today and turn it back to Lisa.
Thank you very much, Antonio. I want to underscore what I said earlier about one of the secret sauce elements of the Bowie BIC 8A Accelerator program is the fact that we work with recognized experts in industry as well as government. And I want to introduce a couple of those resource partners who will be actively engaged in our program as we go forward in October, November, and December. And the very first one that I want to introduce to you is Mr. Jamie Bratton of EasyGov Ops. Jamie.
Jamie, you're muted.
Let's see.
You're
here.
good.
Okay, I'm good now? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, can everybody hear me now? All right, perfect. All right, I just want to say that I was trying to share this earlier, a little bit of humor. I'm not at Disney World. This is a headset, so I'm not Mickey Mouse or any other special character. So I've allowed your sales team, they're very vocal. So I'm in my conference room, I'm kind of locked down here. So just want to share that first and foremost. So thank you, Lisa, and also QC. I want to give kudos to both you guys for making me part of this. It's been several years now that I want to be able to give back to especially the 8A community. A lot of our clients started out as really small clients. We've been very blessed to kind of grow extensively over the last almost 13 years. It seems like a blur, but it's hard to believe it's 13 years. But what I wanted to kind of offer, and QC and Lisa are on board with this, is to kind of repeat our efforts, what we wanted to provide for Bowie BIC in the past, is a 30-day access to market intelligence. Now, the next question is that we always get asked, well, what is market intelligence? Market intelligence is really a competitive advantage, and anybody who's been in the government contracting space for a while, quite frankly, know really extensively what it involves. It's intel on incumbent information. If it's a new opportunity, is there something similar from that same agency that's been produced in the past that could give a particular contractor a competitive advantage with pricing, labor rates, position titles, FTEs, full-time employees as to what their labor rates are and so forth. Well, all that intel is what we gather across the entire federal landscape. It's a monumental task, but I want to extend that to 8A contractors that are part of Bowie BIC for this session. 30-day free access, and I'll go into depth as to how to gain that access soon thereafter. But the biggest challenge is, again, explain what market intelligence is and why do you need it, and those things that we'll really talk about in the near future. So thank you guys for having us.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Thank you very much. Another resource partner that I want to introduce to the group today is Cy Alba from Player Maza. One of the most hotly debated topics in all of our accelerator programs has been legal issues that 8A businesses have to contend with. And so, Cy, I'm delighted that you're with us, and I'd love for you to say a word or two, please. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Lisa. And again, thank you, QC. I know I've known you guys for a while, and this has been a great program. I've been involved for a number of years now, and it's just been great. So happy to be back again. As Lisa said, my name is Cy Alba. I'm a partner with the law firm of Polaro Mazza. We're based out of DC and specialize mainly in helping small to mid-sized companies in the federal space sort of grow and develop and deal with all the ins and outs. I know with federal contracting, there's a lot of rules and regulations. And when you're an 8A company, there's a lot more on top of it. And so I think it's really important for 8A companies to understand all of these rules, understand what's right, what's wrong. I'm sure Antonio and others at SBA can tell you there's a lot of bad information out there about what you can and can't do or what some of the rules actually mean. And so I'm hoping that through this process, I can help, clear up some of those issues. And it's never too early to start thinking about the future, because as Antonio and others have said, the 8A program is not a startup program, it's a growth program. And so let's focus on growing. And that's exactly what the 8A Accelerator program is meant to do, is to focus on smart growth. And I think what I hope to bring to the table is thinking about what all these rules mean, how you can grow, whether it's teaming and mentor protege or joint ventures, all these things together, about thinking about your post 8A life now, as soon as possible, to think about how you're going to grow, what you're going to do, how you're going to take advantage of it legally. And I think to help with that, this year's will be the first year that we're going to offer to all the 8A Accelerator participants some one-on-one time where they can come talk to me about various legal issues, whatever you want. I've been doing government contracting, only federal contracting law for 16 years, I guess it is now. I've been with Polaro Mazza for the last 14. So anything, probably seen most of it. And if I don't know, I can find it and get it to you. So we're offering that. So I hope everyone who participates takes advantage of it. And I'm looking forward to helping everyone grow now and far into the future. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Cy. Thank you. The next resource partner that I want to talk about, Annette Johnson, who's the president and CEO of CMT Services, was not able to join us this morning, but I want to say a really quick word about her to give the 8A companies a sense of her background, because she's not only a successful minority business leader, but she's an award-winning woman-owned small business. By her own admission, she describes herself as being passionate about pricing for 30 years. I think that's a pretty interesting thing to be passionate about, but those of us who work with Annette can certainly vouch for her knowledge and her passion on that score. So she will be working particularly in a session that will be focused on establishing pricing and cost proposal development. Annette takes the view that that pricing is a catalyst for business success, because as she says, if you underestimate the price, you may not win the job, but if you overestimate, you may lose your shirt. And so to her, neither one of those options is like really the best way to kind of go. I just wanted to let you know that Annette is with us today in spirit, and she will be part of the resource team that participates in our program once it gets started. So having said that, it is my absolute huge pleasure to introduce to you now the project manager for the 8A Accelerator program, Mr. QC Jones, who's also managing partner for Nolan McKenzie Development. Mr. Jones, if you would kind of take us through what's potentially in store for our 8A Accelerator prospects.
No problem at all. So far we have heard, one, we're giving you access to a extraordinary business development tool. Secondly, we're giving you access to one of the partners of a lead law office that specializes in government contracting. And finally, you're gaining access to one of the preeminent pricing subject matter experts in the region. So I think my job is done. Congratulations, we're concluded. No, but I'm just joking there. Hello, my name is QC Jones, and I'm managing partner of Nolan McKenzie and serving, as you have heard, as the project manager for this third cohort of the 8A Accelerator program. Like you, I have owned an 8A company, and out of it came 2 8A joint ventures, and I was fortunate enough to sell one of them to Deloitte. And I say that because I want you to know that I understand the challenge or challenges, as well as the success or the benefit of being in an 8A program. So when Lisa and I connected and teamed up to design the 8A Accelerator program, we had one mission in mind, and that is to provide participants with a practical training program that leveraged 3 key elements. The first one being capture strategy, the second being mentoring, and finally, networking. So we felt the best way to accomplish that goal was to bring together technical content from industry subject matter experts, as well as coupling that with best practices from CEOs who have successfully graduated from the 8A program. So you're getting the best of both worlds. One, you're getting the technical information necessary, as well as you hearing from some of the successful CEOs of the 8A program. So with that being said, let's get started and let's jump into the program schedule. Next slide, please. So with each of our sessions, we design it intentionally to be dynamic, as well as with specific learning objectives and outcome. This is not your average training program. And with session 1, business capability and value proposition. Here, what we will do is work with you on the foundations of your business. That is, we will help you with your messaging. We will help you maximize your existing network to produce results for your business. The second training session, which is the deal mix. Now, being a salesperson and love BD, this is one of my favorite sessions, because here what we do, we go a little deeper into the how. That is, we discuss with you how to build your company's pipeline to reflect the type of growth your corporation is seeking to achieve in the first year and second year. And so a part of that is really working with you to identify the mix of contracts you should have as you move through each phase of your 8A life cycle. In addition, we will provide you with some tools that will be very beneficial in helping you engage with your government customers in order to facilitate contract awards. Session 3, you have already heard from Mr. Jamie Bratton. Literally, we have had companies provide testimonies about how they were able to use this tool to win contracts. And guess what? You're getting 30 days free usage of it. Next slide, please. So session 4, 5, and 6 are led by some of the most knowledgeable people, as I have mentioned, in industry. They are subject matter experts within their domain. We are very fortunate to have Rob Johnson with the SBA. We have Cy Alba, and we have Annette Johnson. Rob will discuss financial planning and how to help your organization obtain a certificate of competency from the SBA. So many may not know what a certificate of competency is, but I will give you a quick overview. A certificate of competency is desired when your company has submitted a proposal and the government would really like to make an award to your company, but they're concerned about your company's financial capacity. So at that point, a certificate of competency from the SBA demonstrates that your company has the financial wherewithal to manage that contract. And so there's a process to that. And what Rob will do is walk you through that process. Again, you know, the proof is in the pudding. And doing a couple of our trainings, we've had folks increase their line of credit as a result of going through this process. Cy Alba, who will provide you with technical information on joint ventures, teaming arrangements, and mentor-protege program, as well as other small business program and regulations. I mean, he goes deep into those areas to show you and train you on some of the best practices, as well as some of the pitfalls in those programs. And Annette, she would deal with pricing. Now, I know many of you probably maybe new or just getting your feet wet in government contracting. And one thing that I can say with nearly 20 years of experience, wow, it hit me, 20 years in this business. But with nearly 20 years of experience in government contracting, you can write the best proposal, the best technical proposal out there. But if your pricing does not meet the mark, you will lose. And there's no second place in government contracting. So, so you're going to get all of this. All of this is very hands-on. There will not be, you know, one way or one line of communication. We have created this program, as mentioned before, to provide you with, you know, practical exercises to increase your knowledge in each of these knowledge areas. But wait, sound like a commercial here. If you can go to the next slide, we have a bonus session. And this bonus session I can tell you about last year. So last year we had senior acquisition professionals. I mean, the head of these acquisition offices from the U.S. Department of Transportation, each of those sub-organizations as well, FAA, as well as the others. We had senior representatives from the Internal Revenue Services. We had a senior representative from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services participate in our bonus session last year. Each of our companies were able to provide capability briefings to these individuals, as well as had the opportunity to meet with these procurement executives. There's no other audience. I don't know any other training program that can provide you with this level of audience. But wait, don't take my word for it. We have actually brought back some of our graduates to discuss their experience with the 8A Accelerator program. We have brought back Donna Wright, we have brought back Taylor Moore, and we have brought back Melissa Peterson. Donna, would you mind providing a quick overview of your experience with the 8A Accelerator program?
Good morning. Thank you so much for letting me talk about my experience with the 8A Accelerator program. When I came to the program, I had been in business for 7 years, but I was new to the 8A program. And what I found that even though you may have been in business and you may have been doing fairly well, the 8A program can be challenging and daunting. So when I came to the 8A Accelerator program, when I was accepted into the program, it was a great experience for me because it opened the doors to a lot of opportunities. And they helped me navigate that journey. And still today, they help me. And that's the good part about it. They're always there for you. The classes were educational, informative, collaborative, and also fun. But the big takeaway was that it was a deep dive in how to build a successful 8A business. The biggest impacts that the program had for me was, first was relationship building and networking. I was able to meet and network with government officials that allowed me to later win 2 prime contracts. In addition to that,
How many?
I was able to meet a company that had done extremely well under the 8A program and become a joint venture partner. That relationship has been so rewarding to me because now that company can share their past performance, and their relationships and all the lessons they learned in going through the 8A program. So I get to adopt all of the benefits that the company had, and that's been a great experience for me. Another the relationships just with SBA and the Bowie BIC, it's priceless. SBA, the officials that work with us, Antonio Doss and his team, I can call on them. They know who I am. They help me. And still to this day, I can go to SBA, I could go to Bowie BIC, I go to QC Jones, I go to Lisa, and they can point me in the right direction and be there to support me. And sometimes I think I'm asking, crazy questions, but, they just embrace me and help me with that. Also marketing strategy was big for me. Marketing strategy and the financial sections. And it helped me to understand that these things are a priority. Every day is a priority and not an afterthought. So it helped me to reposition how I ran my business and how to reach out and make the connections. But the biggest part of it for me that I learned that is no one right way to build a successful business. And what the program did for me, it opened up various paths that I can follow to build my business, whatever path is right for me at any given time. And so you don't have to do exactly what someone else did. You can adapt pieces from other people, other businesses' successes, and incorporate it into your strategy. So I encourage you to enroll in the program. It's time and money well spent. You will not regret it. And it will help you with the foundations and also the growth of a successful 8A business. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. Taya? You're not on mute, are you?
About that, I'm on mute. So I want to dovetail with what Donna and the message that Annette shared with us. I thought about this morning kind of hard because I go by the philosophy that, if you're not in service to people, you really don't have a life worth mentioning. So this is important to kind of provide with a message that resonates. So I want to come up with a salient theme, and I struggled with it all morning. And then as I was listening to Donna and I heard about Annette's message, I realized what I want that theme to be and what I want to convey today. So I think a lot about this 8A program is focused on collaborate to elevate. And that's what I want to leave you with. How do you collaborate to elevate your company? And that's an important consideration as well, because as I joined the 8A program a few years ago, my focus was on me and how I develop myself and how I sell myself or market myself to the government. And I think that that was a bit off cue. I think the key is to market and sell your company. And there's a difference between selling yourself and selling your company. One of the real differences is you have to build a team. You have to collaborate. And internally, that means a lot, because as I became more successful, not just on the private side, but in the public side, it was because I built people who made me stronger, who made the company stronger. And it wasn't really about me or what you see behind this wall. It was about the people that I was able to develop a relationship with. Now, whether that's through mentoring, whether that's through teaming, whether that's through partnership, or as I tend to do it, by bringing in people into the firm and developing relationships with them, the focus is on how do you provide services to the government. And you really need to sort of get into the mix on how to collaborate to elevate internally, because there's a lot to it. You have to develop your resources, whether you're using Indeed or however you're going to focus on bringing people into your firm. Those resources become critical to you, especially when time is of the essence. And then in addition to finding those resources, you have to figure out how to engage the team. And so SI becomes important, right? Because you have to understand the terms and the conditions that are favorable to you as you start developing your teaming relationships and as you start to engage people as a 1099 or as a W-2. And that becomes critical. And then it goes back to what Annette said about pricing, because it's not just about bringing people in that you can work with or who embellish your firm, but you have to figure out how to price them, because competitive edge is really the key to being successful, I find, in the government. So what I want to leave you with is there really is a strong motivation to join the 8A BIC Accelerator program and to start your road of collaboration externally with Antonio and with Lisa and with QC, which is critical, but you also have to look internally and start thinking about how to strengthen your firm so that you can market the firm, not just you. And then the last piece is, but you also have to develop yourself along the way. You can't ever forget that professional development is critical to your company because you're the leader of the company. So you have to navigate the road the company takes. And so that's the second message: to collaborate, to elevate. You have to always focus on your own professional development, which also is provided through this collaboration with Bowie BIC. And the people you bring in have to follow you. They also have to continue to develop themselves. So that's what I want to leave you with. I think the real message is you have to figure out how to grow your business through collaboration. And this is probably one of the best means and methods of doing that.
And thank you, Ted. That was really great. Melissa?
Thank you,
You're up.
QC.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Peterson, and I am the CEO of Blue Sky Innovative Solutions. I was really excited to have the opportunity to speak with you today about my experiences because I am just like you. About a year ago, I sat in a session just like this, except that it was in person. I had just received my 8A certification about a month before that, so I was brand new to the program, and I was trying to decide whether to invest my time and money in the 8A Accelerator. So like everyone here on this Zoom, I had competing responsibilities. We had just been awarded our first federal prime contract through the 8A program. So I needed to ensure a solid launch on that program. I was gearing up for our corporate year end and executing a lot of activities around that. So like you, I was extremely busy and I had to make this decision. Here's what helped me to decide to take the course, to participate in the program. There were a lot of factors. There were things like the fact that QC was the program manager. I'd met QC years before and definitely respected his business acumen. So that certainly was something that spoke to the quality of the program for me. I also saw a lot of people in the room that I knew and respected who were associated with the program, whether as contributors, being on the board, or who had taken part in the program the previous year. But what absolutely sealed the deal for me was that there was one former participant who got up and spoke about the specific impact, the return on investment that came to her from taking the program. And specifically, she talked about how she had been awarded 4 new prime contracts, 8A contracts in the following year, and that it was at least partially as a result of the program. So part of the reason why I wanted to come and talk with you today was I want to be that for you. I'd like to talk with you a bit about the ROI on the program. Okay, so basically, because of her experience that sealed the deal, like I said, I signed up. I was, QC, where do I sign up? How can I be a part of this program? I signed up and enrolled in the Accelerator program and attended the first class. After the first class, I was so impressed by the level and quality of the content that was being conveyed that I actually purchased another seat in the class, because fortunately that year they had 1 additional seat available. So I got another seat in the class, which I then split between my business development director and my operations manager so that they could attend the relevant portions of the program. I won't give any spoiler alerts about the great information that I learned, but just needless to say, it was incredibly valuable. And here is the return on investment that I received. So since entering the program, we have been awarded 5 new 8A contracts. So we have 6 prime contracts through the 8A program right now. And I definitely credit the program with helping me to achieve and to win many of those contracts, and in a particular way. Here's the thing. One of the great values that I received from the program was the, as QC said, the practical and tactical advice that was given. This isn't theory. I have an MBA, and it wasn't that helpful to me, honestly, in terms of pursuing contracts at the tactical level. Absolutely helps in running the business. But when it comes down to it, as you know, there's a very specific way that you go about winning awards within the federal government. And this program helped me to better communicate my value proposition, and not just me. So as Taya said, my full team. So we're much better at communicating our value proposition. It provided us with exposure and access to new agencies, and that definitely helped with securing those additional contracts. And another thing that you'll do within I think it's the second session on deal mix, is it will help you to focus in on the opportunities where you'll have the highest probability of success. Again, I won't, provide any spoilers on that, but I think that you will be amazed, and you'll definitely get a lot of value out of it. So that's what I'll share. Definitely happy to answer any questions, either via chat or what have you. But this has been a tremendous program for me. And in fact, now seeing the lineup of speakers who are going to talk, I'm wondering how I can get back in. Can I attend session 6? QC, can I speak or something? What can I do? But anyway, I wish everyone, of course, the best of luck, and highly recommend the program.
That was fantastic. Donna, Taya, Melissa, appreciate you so very much, and coming back and, giving back and sharing your experience. So with that being said, there is an application process, and Lisa touched on that earlier. The application deadline is October 13th. Okay, we are accepting no more than 30 companies into the program. We have already received about 20 applications. In the coming week, I will review those applications. I will confirm receipt of those applications, and I will start setting up interviews with those applicants. applicants, along with SBA and myself. So it would be, we would tag team this process. Once all of the interviews have concluded, we would notify participants of their acceptance into the program, and cohort 3 will begin on October 23rd. So I don't think there's any more I can say. We look forward to obtaining your application. We look forward to getting started with the program. I want to thank you for your time. And at this point, I will turn it back over to Lisa to moderate the Q&As. Thank you.
You see, one of the questions that we've gotten both in the chat box and by email is, how do companies apply? Could you kind of walk them through that for a second?
Yes, please go to the Bowie BIC website. It's very obvious where the application is. Complete the application and press submit, and we will get that application.
That sounds good. That sounds good. I want to remind everyone that yes, indeed, we had a couple little technical glitches while we switched over to the final room for this session this morning. But the entire session will be posted by the end of the day on BowieBIC8A.com. And so you can listen to it again, you can share it with your team, because we want you to give this some serious thought. You see, one of the questions that we got also is interesting, because we've talked about this before. The question was, would it be possible to offer this 8A Accelerator program on Saturday mornings instead of Friday mornings? And I was wondering if you could kind of say a word about why we found the Friday morning really did work very well.
Yeah, Friday mornings are very good in terms of, you know, it's the end of the week, and most companies, CEOs, that's when they have a little bit of extra time. And so we wanted to, you know, integrate this into their workday and not make it an extra step. So each of the activities or each of the sessions that we are providing will, you know, is part of doing business. I don't want it to be considered as an extra thing. It is essential. It's part of your daily routine or daily activities for conducting business in the federal government. So we chose Friday from 8:30 to noon to accommodate most folks.
You know, QC, I just want to add in just a little bit more on that. One of the important things as a CEO is making that transition from being sort of the worker bee CEO in your company to being the person who's taking advantage of where you want your company to go directionally, and to working on those things that are, as Stephen Covey had in his 4 quadrants, those things that are not urgent, but important. And so much of the time in all of our work lives, us in the government and industry, et cetera, you know, we're always faced with urgent things. And so many times those urgent things prevent us from doing the important things that are forward looking and really setting the direction of our operation and our company. And if we don't take enough time in that space, we're going to limit our growth and our effectiveness as an organization, as a leader as well. So that's another reason why it's really important to just focus on it and build the time in.
Thanks, Antonio. We are just at the 11 o'clock time. We have 2 really quick questions that I'm going to try and squeeze in here fast. QC, could you say a word about what the criteria is for acceptance into the program?
I sure can. So we are looking for companies that, as said before, not, you know, really new to business. We're looking for companies that, you know, have some experience within government contracting, have some understanding of the business. And so if you're looking at a quantitative value, we're looking at companies within that, you know, $1 million range. And that is flexible in terms of our evaluation criteria, but really it's the number 1 criteria is that you have to be an 8A company, right? And then if we're looking at size, we're looking at that company that is within the, first priority are those companies that are below $1 million. And then we began to look at companies that may exceed that $1 million threshold.
Mm-hmm. Can you say a word about when you expect to notify companies that they've been accepted?
Okay, the application deadline is October the 13th. As we mentioned, I will be conducting interviews the 14th through the 16th. And I hope to finalize this no later than the 21st. So all companies should know their acceptance into the program no later than the 21st of October.
Okay. And then the final question that we'll take, which is a kind of a great summary question, is what are the actual benefits that companies will get from being in the 8A Accelerator program? Several questions and different versions have been asked about that.
You know, being an entrepreneur and owning an 8A company, there's a vast array of opportunities. One of my favorite saying is that you can't boil the ocean. You have to pick your poison. You have to know where you're going. And from my perspective, the most essential aspect of the 8A Accelerator program is that we're going to give you a map. We're going to give you a roadmap for success. And we're going to provide you with a community. I heard someone say they don't like the word ecosystem, so I'm going to say a community of individuals that can impact your organization. And I think that's the biggest takeaway.
QC, thank you very much. We could stay all morning and talk about the 8A Accelerator program, but I think we should probably stop here. We're a couple of minutes over, but we had a couple of minutes of a late start. So I want to thank everyone for joining us today. I hope that the companies who listened in got a sense of what's potentially in store for them. Please do not hesitate to reach out to us. We're happy to answer questions. We want to see that you get true value for the time that you put into the 8A Accelerator program, and the details about application, benefits of the program are all available on the BowieBIC8A.com site. But having said that, if you need to get in touch with us, do not hesitate to do that. That is kind of it for me. Mr. Jones, do you have any parting comments?
That's it. I look forward to reviewing your applications. I look forward to calling you to schedule the interview, and I look forward to our first session.
And we look forward to celebrating your very first new contract wins after you've been to the 8A program, right, QC?
Absolutely. Antonio, you have any parting words for anyone?
Well, I think I just want to say again, thanks for everybody for joining in. It really is a great session, a series of sessions. It is also what we make it. And there is that continuity that you develop through hearing and learning of things in a group environment. Your fellow participants will undoubtedly ask questions that you didn't think to ask. They may not be the question that you needed to ask, but more often than not, it triggers a question that you now know you need to ask. And that's part of that group learning that takes place when you're sitting in a room, or virtually in this case, with a group of CEOs who are like-minded in pursuit of excellence for their company. So we're looking forward to spending time with you guys and getting to know you better, and to providing the support that our district office can in a good measure throughout the entire program.
Great. Okay. Well, having said that, we look forward to meeting all of the 8A businesses that are out there in some way, shape, or form. Please consider this seriously, and we look forward to having a chance to work with you. I'd say thanks to our speakers today, thanks to our participants in our call today, and we're on to the next thing, right, QC?
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, and we'll close our meeting at this point. Bye now.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.